Hey, hello, Martijn.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
Do you have some red roses for me?
Yes, I have really nice red roses.
Oh,
Look
yes,
at
I
this
see
one.
them. Oh, they smell good.
For nearly 50 years, Marjorie Rieu helped build a musical empire in silence. While the world applauded André Rieu's concerts, marveled at his waltzing violins and packed arenas, they never saw the woman orchestrating the dream from behind the curtain. She wasn't on stage, never sought the spotlight, never craved applause. But without her, none of it would have existed, not like this. There was no farewell post, no press statement, no big announcement when she stepped away, just a quiet absence, and then questions.
Exactly. Tomorrow, 40 years ago, I engaged myself with Marjorie. Therefore, 40 red roses. I hope, oh, they smell good. I hope she loves them.
As André Rieu celebrated his 75th birthday with sold-out tours and global tributes, fans started to ask, where is Marjorie?
Hello, my dear friends. I'm so pleased to invite you to my 75th birthday celebration only in cinemas.
To understand why this question matters, you need to know how this all began. André was born in Maastricht, the Netherlands, in 1949, the third of 6 children. His father was the conductor of the Maastricht Symphony Orchestra, a stern figure who demanded perfection. At the age of 5, André was handed a violin. That moment set everything in motion. But it wasn't just talent that shaped him, it was vision. From the beginning, André saw music not as a luxury for the elite, but as something that should be shared, felt, celebrated by everyone. He dreamed of turning classical music into something accessible and alive. In 1975, that vision met its match. Marjorie Kochman was a language teacher with a doctorate, a writer, and a composer. She was analytical, creative, and fiercely independent. When she met André, something clicked. Their connection wasn't just romantic, it was intellectual, spiritual, and deeply practical. They spoke the same language, even if one used words and the other used music. They married, and what they built together wasn't just a relationship, it was a mission. While André stood in front of audiences and cameras, Marjorie managed everything else. She handled business operations, booked tours, managed contracts, negotiated with venues, shaped the messaging, and protected the entire enterprise. She even co-wrote the scripts André read on stage. The charming anecdotes, the heartfelt monologues, they were hers too. In the beginning, their concerts were humble affairs, small community centers, local festivals, nursing homes. Marjorie was often there, working tables, selling programs, chatting with fans. She listened, took notes, planned. Slowly, they expanded. The Johann Strauss Orchestra was founded in 1987 with just 12 musicians. Under Marjorie's leadership and André's charm, it grew into a 60-piece touring machine. Their music broke language barriers. Their shows blended classical tradition with theatrical flair. Then came the breakthrough, their album Strauss & Co. in 1994. It climbed the charts, got them TV appearances, and opened the doors to a new kind of classical fame. Critics scoffed, but audiences swarmed. By the early 2000s, they were filling football stadiums, selling millions of CDs and DVDs, and building one of the most loyal fan bases in music. Behind every one of those milestones was Marjorie. She wasn't just scheduling buses and flights. She was shaping a brand, creating a global identity. She protected André from overexposure, declined interviews, filtered opportunities. When he was tired, she cleared the calendar. When he doubted himself, she reminded him of the vision. When others wavered, she stayed firm. By 2010, they were among the top-grossing live acts in the world, grossing tens of millions per tour, operating on a global scale. Then, suddenly, it all stopped. That year, while vacationing in Belgium, André collapsed. Dizzy, unable to stand, overwhelmed by a spinning world. Doctors diagnosed him with vestibular neuritis, a viral condition that affects the inner ear and disrupts balance. For someone who lives on stage, who needs steady footing to play, to perform, to be, it was devastating. Shows were canceled, the media speculated, crew members were laid off. Fans were left in the dark. The machine they had built, so meticulously, so lovingly, was in danger of falling apart. And this is where Marjorie's role became even more profound. She took over everything. With clarity and calm, she shut down the tour, managed refunds, communicated with partners and agents. She isolated André from the noise. No press appearances, no photos, no public pressure. She built a protective wall around his recovery. She made one thing clear: healing comes first. Months passed. André slowly regained his strength. Therapy, rest, routine, and eventually he returned. The bow returned to his hand, the orchestra played, the audiences cheered, but the comeback, as always, had Marjorie's fingerprints all over it. But something had changed. After that year, she started pulling back. Fewer appearances, no interviews. Her name faded from press kits and production notes. Photos that once showed her backstage or side by side with André disappeared. By 2014, she was no longer part of the public-facing operation at all. It wasn't a disappearance, it was a decision. In one of her rare public quotes, she once said, "I love to write. I still travel under my maiden name. I don't need to be seen," and she meant it. Still, when 2025 arrived and André turned 75, many thought she would re-emerge, that such a monumental occasion would bring her back into view. But she remained absent. No family photos, no backstage clips, no sightings, and the rumors began. Some feared the worst. Had she passed? Were they still together? Was she ill? Social media did what it always does: speculate, distort, and overanalyze. But the truth was far simpler and much more beautiful. Marjorie Rieu is alive. She's not missing. She simply walked away on her terms. After decades of managing, building, protecting, and giving, she chose rest. The empire she helped construct was standing strong. The orchestra was thriving. André had support, structure, and a team. Her work was done. She now lives in the castle they once dreamed of owning, a historic 15th century estate in Maastricht, restored with care and elegance. They raised two sons, Mark and Pierre. Pierre now works alongside his father in production. They have 5 grandchildren. And while André still performs to crowds of thousands, Marjorie enjoys the peace she earned. She doesn't need to be visible to be present. Her legacy isn't defined by appearances. It's etched into the foundation of everything André Rieu is. From the way concerts are paced, to the warmth in André's tone when he addresses his fans, to the seamless logistics that keep a 60-piece orchestra moving through dozens of countries, Marjorie's influence lingers. She co-wrote André's biography, with a revised version now in progress. She curated their archives. She saved every letter, every plan, every idea. And when needed, she still gives her opinion, softly, wisely, privately. Marjorie's story is not one of absence, but of quiet power, of a woman who knew that legacy doesn't need validation, that applause isn't the only measure of impact. She gave her energy to building something lasting, and once it could stand without her, she let it. André often says they never fight, that they always seem to think alike, that she believed in him when no one else did. He credits her not just with saving his career, but shaping it. He remains the face, the sound, the heart of the orchestra. But she was the architect, the stabilizer, the strategist, the reason it all ran so smoothly for so long. So next time you watch André perform, when he smiles, when he speaks, when he makes the crowd feel like family, remember that behind every note, every story, every beat, there was a mind making sure it all came together. Marjorie didn't vanish. She just stepped away when the work was done. They're still together and happy. The music still plays. And in many ways, her legacy plays with it. Because true power doesn't demand attention. It builds quietly. And then, when it's no longer needed, it gracefully fades.